Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. In this video, we are going to see how authorization code flow in OAuth works. We are going to do a step-by-step integration with Google OAuth, and you can follow similar steps for any of the social providers. Make sure you watch this video till the end, and if you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to this channel because I keep coming up with content like this. Now let's get started. So if you see, I'm just going to discuss how OAuth authorization code flow works. So there is something called an authorization endpoint. This is where we navigate the user to get access or to get permissions, or sometimes only to send the client ID, right? So that we get the authorization code back. Okay. Then one second. Yeah. All right, and next thing. Let me just move it to a little bit center so that this does not obstruct us. Okay. So once we get the authorization code, we use it to exchange for a token by making a request to the something called as token endpoint. Again, this is the endpoint is different for different providers. They will provide you, or they will let you know about this in their OAuth API docs. Now, where do we get this authorization code? And so there is a special URL that the client, basically we, client application, I should say rather, and we define, which is called the redirect URI. In general, redirect URI, some people also call it callback URL. So this special URL is where the client makes the client application receives the authorization code from Google or whatever authorization provider you're using, and so this is something important so that it's secure. Nobody else should be able to get the authorization code and make another request to the token endpoint and get the access token, right? So to prevent that, this is something we specify, and not all the domains are allowed in redirect URI. Only whatever you specify, the request with the authorization code can come back. Hang on if you're not understanding, don't worry. We're going to see this happen with Google. We're going to do this step by step. You will for sure understand by the end of this video. So keep watching. Okay. So once we get the authorization code, we exchange it for, and basically it's just this. So to summarize it once again, all you have is redirect to auth endpoint, get the auth code, exchange auth. Wait a minute. Auth code for token. This is it. That's it. Nothing else. This is it. This is what OAuth is all about. Okay. So next, let's see this in action by implementing a web application from scratch, not using any frameworks as promised, right? If you understand this correctly, you can do it using any other thing. So let's do one thing. Let's do an index.html. What we'll do is let's also create an app.js file where we will use, so let's use pnpm add express. What else we need? Body parser. This one should be enough for us right now, and we will do const express equal to require express app equals express, and app.get, let's say with any request, or let's say any request that comes to the server, we return a front-end application. And we will, let's say with /UI, I should express, or we might need to use a template renderer, or no, right? Since we are not, we can just do this. So rest.send file /UI/ or we can just do underscore index comma index plus index.index.html, or we can do something like const path equal to require path, and then we do rest.send file underscore div, or we can do dot join underscore div name, comma. So it'll take care, be cross-platform, right? So backslash, forward slash, and so on. So let's just test, and we'll say app dot, let's say get something like, or let's say app dot post exchange code. Let's say we get a request response back. Yes, this is a res.send. Let's try this out. So we're going to do pnpm, and we'll do something like app.listen. Let's listen on 3000, right? So we will do node app.js, and let's add a console.log here so that we know server listening on port 3000. And this is fine. Let's add some code to it. So which one? This is UI. All right. So this will probably not have any CSS, but okay. So slash UI is this, and let's also add a get endpoint so that we know we're working fine. App.get slash test, comma, response. Okay. And just restart our server. Slash test, not tests, but test. We're getting okay. So far so good, it works. Now let's add a button on our page, right? Okay, so let's add a button, and we will do click. Let's also add a script tag here. So we'll add a function called navigate to Google Auth page. Right. Before that, let's go to Google Console, Google Developer Console. Go here, API credentials. Okay. What I'm going to do is I am going to go here and create credential, or create a new project here for the sake of this video. We'll call it Google Auth sample. Right. We'll create this. We will no. So let's go back to Google Auth example. Let's click on, what is it? Remember to configure the auth consent screen. Okay, configure consent screen. We'll do this first. So user type will be external. Let's create. So we're going to do app name as Google Auth example. User support email will be my email. I don't know, somehow whenever I type my email, okay, because I typed this, maybe APIs and service. All right, somehow it just redirects me to, let's Google Auth example. Let's select from the select box mushroom347@gmail.com. Logo, we don't have any app logo right now. App domain, application homepage, let's say localhost 3000. Privacy policy link, everything same. So this is what is authorized domains. As I told right earlier, we have something called as callback URL, redirect URL. Google calls it authorized domains. So when a domain is used on the consent screen, it must be pre-registered here. If your app needs to go through verification, please go to Google Search Console to check if your domains are authorized. So let's add here http://localhost 3000. Okay. And we can specifically, so this should be in my message for the scheme. Is it because of this? Okay, so localhost. Okay, so this is, I think we don't need it right now because we don't have a domain name. Let's continue. So it's still need it, so must not be field. Okay, let's do one thing. So since it's going to redirect me on my browser itself, I'm going to do some hack here, which is going to allow me to go to, so I'm going to do sudo vim/pc/host. Add localhost and Shubham. I'm just going to do kr shubham.local.dev. Right. Let's see this one and go to the personal. Oh. All right. So I'm going to do kr shubham.local.dev. Must be a top private domain. What does it mean? Why does this work? Why does this not work? Okay. Put my commercial 347@gmail.com here. Okay. So that authorized domain is not required. Wow. So let's add or remove scopes. We'll add all these 3 scopes. Date. And we'll click on save and continue. Let's add some test users. I'm going to add my email here so that I am able to log in. gmail.com. All right. And summary. Go back to dashboard. Now let's go to credentials. Let's create credentials. So we'll go for OAuth client ID. And it'll give us all the credentials. So we'll choose a web application here. We call it web, let it be. So this is what, so our request can come from localhost 3000, correct? And it should only go to http://localhost:3000/callback. Okay, create. One. So credentials is done. Let's click on save. Let's download the, so we've got the client ID, the client secret. Let's download the JSON so that we're able to see where things are exactly. From personal example, save here. So if you see here, just make this, prettify this. So the auth URI, the token URI, the client secret, the redirect URI, and the JavaScript origins, everything is here. So what we will do is we'll use, again, it's never a good idea to keep this in the codes, and client secret should never be on the UI, right? So we'll see why. So client ID is something that I'm going to use. So client ID is okay if someone gets to know also, it's not a problem. So let's go here. So let's just build this URL. So const URL equal to this URL.search params .append client ID. So whenever you make requests, we have to send the client ID. We'll also have to send the redirect URI. Redirect URI, callback, response type code, scope as profile, mail, open ID. Anything else? Does my AI want to send? Okay. We don't need this right now. I mean, this will give us refresh tokens up. And then we can do window dot. Yeah. So let's also do a console.log URL first, and we'll not do this. So let's refresh our page on UI. Okay. Let's go to /UI. Let's add some text to our button. Log in with Google. Okay. So if we refresh and go to console, we should be able to see the, okay, so on click, let's add navigate to Google. Okay, now we should, okay, so we are able, so instead of logging URL, we should do URL to string. Okay, let's, why does it, okay, I think I need to refresh it, yeah. So if we click on this, notice what happens. It takes me to the Google OAuth consent page, okay, right? So rather than me printing here and clicking, we'll just make changes so that we are able to do this right away from. So window.location.href equals url.toString. Okay, let's go. Let's refresh here. So now what will happen is I'll make a quick change to my server, which will have a URL, or not even a server. I'll just make a new page here, HTML page, callback.html. Okay, I'm gonna do app.get /UI, send this app.get /callback. I know it's a little bit messy, but we'll get it. So we'll just do one thing, console.log rec. I'll just do console.rec.query, and we'll res so we will basically do this, and we'll just do res.send. Okay, res.send. Okay, all right, let's restart our server because we've changed. Yeah, all right. So now I'm going to log in with Google. I'm going to choose ID and permission. You see I got OK, and you see all these params here. So if we go to our server, see we got the code, we got the scope, we got the auth user, we got the prompt. So you see we've got the scope. So this is the code that I spoke about that we need to exchange to get the access token. So now we need to call the token URL. We need to send a request to the token URL. So what I'll do is we will, let's say, return the text logging in with Google here. Not even this. So we'll make a new. So we'll do rest.send file. We'll do path.join __ their name callback.html. Right. On this page, we will do Google login callback. Right. I'm just gonna print like logging you in with Google. Let's make this as Marquee. Does Marquee still work? Let's quickly test this out. So node app.js. Go to this, refresh this. Oh wow, it does work. But it's annoying a little bit. So we'll just make it H1 only. Login you in with Google. Now what we will do is we will make a, so we've got the code, right? So our browser has got the code. So let me see. So on this UI page itself, what we will do is we'll do script tag here. We will get the code, so const code equal to get code, and we'll make a request to not the token URL directly. We will make a request to our server, so which is will be exchange code method post json.stringify code headers content applications on this. Okay. Dot then so see, we'll just do this r.json dot then console log. So let's just log the response what we get back from our API server. Now what we need to do is in our API server we need to implement this exchange code. So we have this app.post exchange code, right? So we will get the code from UI on this. So let's just do a console.log rec.body. To use the body, we will have to get body parser here. Parser equal to require body parser, and we'll have to use it. Middle rest app.use body parser.json app.use body parser .url encoded. We'll extend it. Okay. And we'll do console.body, and we'll just do a node app. So let's refresh this page. It says 404 not found. App.post exchange fetch / exchange code. Okay. Check the network tab. It says localhost 3000 / exchange code post not found. And why would that be? I've written it here, right? So let's start. Oh, this should work technically. Okay. Okay. Do I need to rerun this over there? This page comes up. The moment this page opens, we'll have the moment this page opens, we'll have exchange code, and we'll have okay, so we need to add a slash here, correct? And we need to app.js. Then let's try. Yep, this works, and we got the code from our UI. Now let's do one thing. Let's make a request to Google now. So we'll do const fetch and node. There's no native Node.js fetch, right? I think it does support. Let's make a request to Google's token URL now. So make a request to Google's token URL with a code, right? We will do const code equal to reg.body code. Okay. And then we'll do, let's just console log, and then we'll do fetch. We'll make a post request headers will be URL encoded, right? So application X form URL encoded JSON.string is so body, or does it support JSON? Let's see. I am not sure if it supports this. So what we do is we then have to send our code. We'll have to send our client ID. We'll have to also send our client secret, redirect URI again, and grant type as authorization code, right? With all these things set up, we should get the token back, the response. So let's do async here. Let's do await fetch const response with this. See, you have to tell the redirect URI again so that it knows. So we'll do const JSON equal to await console.json rest.circle. Let's do this. So this code is already used, so I'm not sure if this will work, but we'll do node app.js. Let's start the flow again. So we'll do /UI, log in with Google. Okay, I'm gonna keep the console open here. Let's click on my email. Let's click continue. Google. Okay, no, not a problem. Look at this, what we've got. So we've got the access token. Now let's do one thing. Copy the access token and let's go to jwt.io, paste the access token. Oops, I think there's a lot of data here. So instead of let's do one thing. So rest.send, we'll send it to front end. So rest.response.json. Yeah, just do this. Let's just, anyway, in real life we might not send everything, but let's just send it for the purpose of this demo. So I'm gonna terminal, start my server, and we'll go back to Google, try to log in again, localhost 3000, right? We'll go /UI, we'll click on login with Google, and open console, we should have it. So we've got the access token. So this is our access token from Google, and we've got the ID token. So let's copy the string contents of the ID token. Let's go to jwt.io, right? Let's paste the ID token here. See what all the details do we have here. We have the email, we have the email verified field, we have the name, even have the picture. Wow. So anybody who wants, they can use this picture to show on their profile. We've got the given name, we've got the family name, we've got everything basically. And now you can go ahead, keep this token stored in your application, or store, when you get this token, you can create a new user in your database and return the access token from your own server, thereby finally completing the overflow using Google or any social media provider. So just to quickly summarize, what we did was on our UI page, we just opened the authorization. We just navigated the user to the Google's auth endpoint by giving the parameters client ID, redirect URL, response type, scope, access type. Once the user successfully authenticates from there on the Google's page, Google will redirect us back to the callback URL, the redirect URL that we have given. Now, notice in my case, this request comes back to my server in /callback, which again returns an HTML file. So, and this HTML page does nothing. The moment it loads, it exchanges the code from the parameters in the URL parameters, sends it back to my server, which has the client secret. I make another request to Google with the client secret now. So this is the exchange code, right? Exchange the code. So once this code is used, it's no longer usable again. I make a request and I get the access token back from Google along with the ID token, which has my identity information. I hope this helped you in understanding the OAuth flow. If not, please make sure you write in the comments so that if there are any doubts, I will be more than happy to help you. If you like this video, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more such content. Until next time, bye bye.